Hello guy, welcome back to my channel. Boxing has always been a sport of surprises. From unlikely champions to shocking upsets to moments that made fans stop and ask, did that really just happen? But nothing, absolutely nothing prepared the world for this. A former two-time heavyweight world champion, an Olympic gold medalist, a man who once ruled the division, Anthony Joshua versus a YouTuber turned prize fighter, a social media disruptor, the most controversial name in modern boxing, Jake Paul. This wasn't just a fight. It was a collision of two eras, two audiences, and woe definitions of fame. And when the bell rang, boxing would never look the same again. Anthony Joshua represents traditional boxing excellence. He came up the hard way. Amateur tournaments, the Olympics, years of discipline, setbacks, and comebacks. Jake Paul represents something entirely different. He didn't grow up dreaming of world titles. He grew up in front of a camera, learning attention, controversy, and how to turn clicks into power. One man built his legacy in arenas. The other built his empire online. And yet, their paths crossed. Not because it made sense, but because modern boxing no longer follows old rules. Before the lights, before the pay-per-view millions, before the pressure, Anthony Joshua was just a kid searching for direction. Boxing gave him structure, discipline, purpose. By 2012, the world knew his name, Olympic gold medalist. From there, his rise was meteoric. Knockouts, world titles, sold-out stadiums. Joshua wasn't just winning, he was becoming the face of heavyweight boxing. Strong, calm, professional. But greatness comes with expectations, and expectations come with weight. Every great champion eventually faces adversity. For Joshua, it came in shocking fashion. Losses, tactical battles, public criticism. Suddenly, the invincible champion was human. Fans questioned his confidence. Analysts questioned his style. The world questioned his future. But Joshua didn't disappear. He rebuilt. New trainers, new mindset, a renewed hunger. And just when people thought they understood his next move, Jake Paul entered the conversation. Jake Paul doesn't enter boxing quietly. He arrives with noise, trash talk, viral moments, polarizing opinions. Some fans hate him, some fans love him, but everyone watches. Jake Paul took boxing seriously, whether critics liked it or not. Training camps, professional bouts, real opponents. Was he elite? No. Was he improving? Absolutely. And more importantly, he knew how to make fights happen. It started as a joke, a tweet, a clip, a soundbite taken out of context. Then it didn't feel like a joke anymore. Jake Paul called out Anthony Joshua. Fans laughed, until they didn't. Numbers were run. Interest exploded. Pay-per-view predictions broke records. Boxing purists were furious. Promoters were intrigued. And Joshua? He didn't laugh. He listened. On paper, it looked ridiculous. But financially, it was massive. Culturally, it was unavoidable. This fight wasn't about rankings. It wasn't about belts. It was about era versus era. Traditional sports fame versus digital fame. Legacy versus influence. And once contracts were signed, there was no turning back. Anthony Joshua trained with quiet intensity, no gimmicks, no drama, just work, footwork drills, conditioning, timing, and patience. Jake Paul trained under a spotlight, cameras everywhere, critics watching every move. But behind the scenes, he worked harder than anyone expected because he knew something important. This wasn't a game anymore. Social media exploded. This is embarrassing. This is genius. This will end badly. Former champions spoke out. YouTubers took sides. Casual fans flooded boxing discussions. The fight became more than sport. It became a cultural event. The arena was electric, a mix of boxing loyalists and first-time viewers. Anthony Joshua entered first, focused, calm, serious. Jake Paul followed. Boos, cheers, foams in the air. When they stood face to face, the size difference was clear. The experience gap was obvious. But none of that mattered anymore. The bell rang. Joshua controlled the early moments, measured movements, sharp timing, calm pressure. Jake Paul showed courage. He moved. He defended. He tried to stay composed. but the difference in experience slowly showed. Joshua didn't rush. He didn't chase. He waited. And in boxing, patience is power. Midway through the fight, everything changed. Joshua found his opening. Not wild, not reckless, just precise. The exchange was brief, the moment decisive. Jake Paul went down. The referee stepped in. The fight was over. No celebration, no mockery, just reality. Joshua didn't celebrate wildly. He checked on his opponent, because champions understand something critics often forget. Stepping into the ring takes courage, no matter who you are. Jake Paul stood back up, disappointed, but respectful. He had tested himself at the highest level and survived. This fight wasn't about humiliation. It was about boundaries. It showed fame alone isn't enough. Experience matters. Boxing still demands respect, but it also proved something else. The sport is evolving. New audiences, new platforms, new conversations. Anthony Joshua walked away as expected, proven, professional, unshaken. Jake Paul walked away changed, humbled, tested, more real than ever. And boxing walked away louder than before. Because love it or hate it, you watched. If this fight taught us anything, it's that boxing doesn't belong to one generation. It belongs to anyone brave enough to step into the ring. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more updates on Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share and drop your comments below.